Stop blaming your age for that 3 p.m. crash. It's not actually what's happening to your body. There's a much more specific reason your energy tanks every afternoon, and it has more to do with what's on your plate than how many birthdays you've had. I'm going to show you the one food almost everyone eats completely wrong, and the 2-minute fix that changes that. If your doctor or a health influencer told you that waking up exhausted after 50 is just a normal part of getting older, I need to tell you something that might upset you about that advice. A hidden biological crisis is happening inside your body right now that conventional medicine completely overlooks. Past the age of 50, your cells experience a quiet, catastrophic 60% drop in their ability to generate basic physical power. This acts like a slow-motion dimming of your life support system, leaving you completely vulnerable to chronic brain fog, rapid muscle loss, and a crushing wave of afternoon fatigue that sets in right around 3 p.m. Today, I'm going to reveal a highly specific, raw purple vegetable habit that clinical data proves can act like an alternative battery pack for your body, melting away systemic stress and completely rebuilding your cellular energy reservoirs in just a few weeks. Pay close attention to step number 2 in the morning routine. It costs pennies, takes exactly 10 minutes, and multiplies the strength of this entire protocol by up to 100 times. Before we go any further, tell me something in the comments. How old are you, and what is your current energy level on a scale from 1 to 10? Type that number below, and if you find this helpful, hit subscribe. Think of it like having a longevity specialist you can check in with anytime. Now, let me show you the science that changes everything about your morning routine. Most people believe that a sluggish metabolism, fading stamina, and constant afternoon exhaustion are simply the natural, inevitable consequences of the calendar moving forward. That after a certain point, the human body simply stops generating energy efficiently. They try to combat this fatigue by drinking extra cups of coffee, taking generic multivitamins, or accepting it as their new normal. But during my 25 years as an emergency medicine physician, I had a front-row seat to the late-stage, devastating endpoints of this passive philosophy. I treated patients experiencing severe decline and profound physical frailty that were the direct, predictable climax of decades of unmanaged cellular decay. My name is Dr. Lina, and my years on the clinical front lines led me to dedicate my post-clinical career to helping adults over 50 navigate healthy aging through evidence-guided, food-first cellular biology. I became deeply obsessed with understanding how specific botanical compounds can shield our DNA and repair our microscopic power plants. When we look at populations in the blue zones of Japan or the Mediterranean, we see individuals in their 80s and 90s maintaining the clean cellular energy of a 30-year-old. The genes of these populations didn't change when they aged, but their daily habits did. When these same populations emigrate to a Western lifestyle, their rates of health decline rise to match their new neighbors within just 1 to 2 generations. The research we are discussing today is not a matter of subjective opinion or folklore. It is highly mechanistic, peer-reviewed, and clinically validated. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the complete science and exact preparation of this daily purple superfood protocol. First, I will explain the big framework of how your cellular engines get clogged. Second, we will explore the 3 specific pathways this purple vegetable activates to clear those blocks and grow fresh, healthy engines. Third, we will analyze the clinical studies that provide hard proof of these age-reversing mechanisms. Fourth, I will give you the exact, step-by-step recipe, including precise guidelines and activation rules, to make this energy-boosting preparation at home. Finally, I will reveal the 4 critical preparation mistakes that most people make that completely neutralize the active compounds. To understand why your cellular energy declines and how we can actively rebuild it, let us build a simple metaphor. Picture your cell's power generators not as passive bags of chemicals, but as highly sophisticated, ultra-efficient corporate assembly lines. On this assembly line, electronic packages are passed down the line to ultimately manufacture clean energy for your entire body. Under normal, youthful conditions, this assembly line operates with flawless speed and precision. However, as we pass age 50, a major operational bottleneck occurs. Constant exposure to environmental toxins, high sugar diets, and low-grade inflammation acts like a physical clog at the very beginning of the assembly line. Because the line is jammed, the incoming packages cannot be passed down safely. They begin to spill over the sides of the conveyor belt, creating highly reactive, damaging chemical sparks called free radicals. This accumulation of free radicals triggers a state of systemic stress. These molecular vandals begin to slice through your cell membranes and damage your master genetic blueprints, forcing your cell's security systems to turn down the energy dimmer switch to prevent a total meltdown. Your cells enter a survival mode, producing less energy and more cellular waste. But this decline is not a permanent defect. We can introduce a highly specific class of protective purple pigments that act like a specialized team of temporary substitute workers, stepping in to catch the packages, bypassing the jam, and keeping the cellular assembly line running smoothly. We achieve this rescue by introducing raw, active purple cabbage, which targets 3 distinct biological pathways. Pathway 1 acts as an elegant electron bypass. Purple cabbage is exceptionally rich in unique, highly stable purple pigments. At the cellular level, these active pigments possess a molecular structure that allows them to act as alternative package handlers. When they enter your cells, they can directly accept the energy packages at the beginning of the chain, effectively routing them around the bottleneck. By bypassing the jam, they allow the rest of the assembly line to resume full-speed power production, immediately increasing your cellular energy yield while preventing the spillover of damaging chemical sparks. Pathway 2 triggers the master switch for engine growth. To rebuild your energy capacity, we must stimulate the growth of fresh, healthy cellular generators. Purple cabbage contains a special compound that, when crushed, converts into a powerful health activator called sulforaphane. Think of this compound as the chief security dispatch officer for your cellular defense. When activated, it migrates to the cell's control center and flips on the master regulatory switch for growing brand new, high-efficiency cellular engines, replacing old, sputtering generators with clean, modern machinery. Pathway 3 shuts down the internal fire alarm. Chronic stress triggers a highly destructive inflammatory platform inside your cells. Think of this platform as a building's fire alarm stuck in the on position, continuously blaring a signal that forces your cells to divert their resources away from energy production and into active defense. The unique synergy of compounds in purple cabbage acts like cutting the wires to this inflammatory alarm, halting the production of damaging signals and allowing your cells to shift their resources back to repair and energy generation. The energy rebuilding and stress-melting power of these purple vegetable bioactives is thoroughly documented in rigorous, peer-reviewed clinical trials. In a landmark clinical trial, investigators evaluated the impact of these specific purple pigments on stress markers in human subjects. The investigators measured the concentration of a key cell damage marker in the blood of participants before and after the trial. The results, published in a leading nutrition journal, were striking. The group consuming the purple intervention showed a highly significant 25% reduction in circulating damage markers, proving that these active purple compounds successfully shielded the subject's master genetic blueprints from destruction. To observe the direct impact of these compounds on cellular respiration, a groundbreaking study investigated how these pigments handle blocked assembly lines. The researchers observed that specific purple compounds could successfully act as substitute electron carriers, directly bypassing blocks and increasing energy production in human cell lines. The study concluded that these pigments serve as a highly effective, natural intervention to protect and restore energy output even under conditions of high cellular stress. This is further supported by an open-label clinical trial analyzed by medical researchers over a 6-week duration. The clinical researchers recorded a highly significant drop in systemic inflammatory markers, including the body's primary inflammation indicator, alongside a marked improvement in fasting blood sugar and insulin sensitivity. The researchers concluded that turning on this protective cellular pathway successfully cooled down internal inflammation, allowing the participants' cells to optimize energy production. Finally, a comprehensive review of multiple clinical trials pooled data from over 1,500 participants to evaluate the impact of this vegetable family on cellular health. The analysis concluded that regular daily intake was associated with a dramatic, reproducible reduction in systemic damage and a marked improvement in blood vessel function. The researchers highlighted that low-temperature or raw preparation methods preserved the highest ratio of active, non-damaged enzymes, confirming that this simple daily habit yields profound systemic benefits past the age of 50. To implement this daily purple protocol, you will prepare and consume this highly active, raw purple cabbage elixir first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Step 1 is to measure the raw material. Measure out exactly 100 grams of fresh, raw, organic purple cabbage. It is essential that you use organic cabbage, as the deep purple leaves contain the highest concentration of the active protective pigments. Shred the cabbage finely to maximize the surface area. Step 2 is the mustard seed synergy catalyst. Sprinkle exactly 1 gram, approximately 1/4 of a teaspoon, of raw, ground brown mustard seed powder over the shredded cabbage. Let the mixture sit on your cutting board for exactly 10 minutes before blending. This resting period is a vital chemical technique. It allows an active enzyme inside the mustard seed to interact with the cabbage, converting it into pure, highly bioavailable sulforaphane. Do not skip this step, as juicing or blending cabbage alone can often deactivate the natural process. Step 3 integrates the protective citrus agent. Add the juice of half a fresh, organic lemon. The active citric acid and vitamin C in the lemon juice act as a powerful protective shield, preventing the delicate purple pigments from degrading in your blender and ensuring they remain in their most active state for absorption in your system. Step 4 is to blend and consume. Place the shredded cabbage, mustard seed powder, and lemon juice into a high-speed blender with 150 milliliters of cold, purified water. Blend on high for 45 seconds until completely smooth. Drink this vibrant purple elixir slowly on an empty stomach, at least 30 minutes before consuming any hot beverages or solid food. This empty stomach timing is critical. Without competing foods, your digestive tract can absorb the active pigments with maximum efficiency. To maximize the therapeutic yield of this daily purple protocol, here are 3 clinical pro tips from my years of preventive care practice. Tip 1. Always keep the cabbage raw. Never cook, steam, or microwave the purple cabbage used for this protocol. High heat completely destroys both the delicate purple pigments and the activating enzymes, leaving you with 0 active sulforaphane. Keep it raw to protect the cellular enzymes. Tip 2. Avoid adding dairy or soy milk. Never add cow's milk, yogurt, or soy protein to your morning purple elixir. The proteins in these milks bind tightly to the active purple compounds, forming large, heavy complexes that your digestive tract cannot absorb. This completely blocks the energy and repair benefits of the protocol. Use only water and fresh citrus as your liquid base. Tip 3. Monitor your internal markers. Instead of focusing solely on daily fluctuations on the scale, ask your doctor to track your high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, which is your body's primary inflammation marker. As your cells regain their engine efficiency and system-wide stress drops, you will typically see a measurable reduction in systemic inflammation and a steady improvement in how you feel within 6 to 12 weeks. Many health-conscious individuals diligently try this protocol, but unknowingly commit these 4 common mistakes that can completely neutralize its benefits. Mistake 1 is boiling the cabbage. As we discussed, boiling the purple cabbage leaches the highly water-soluble pigments directly into the cooking water, which is then discarded. Furthermore, the high heat deactivates the activating enzyme, rendering the key compounds completely useless. Always consume the cabbage raw and freshly blended. Mistake 2 is adding refined sugars or sweet syrups. Adding honey, maple syrup, agave, or artificial sweeteners to make the bitter cabbage taste more like a commercial juice is a critical error. The sudden influx of simple sugars triggers a rapid blood sugar spike, which immediately triggers inflammation and completely shuts down your cell's natural self-cleaning and recycling systems. Enjoy the natural, earthy taste of the fresh elixir. Mistake 3 is expecting results in a few days. Rebuilding your cellular engines and blood vessels is a slow, methodical process that operates on a biological timeline of 6 to 12 weeks. While you may feel a clean boost in morning mental clarity and physical energy within the first few days due to improved oxygenation, the physical repair of your cellular generators takes time. Consistency is the key to regeneration. Mistake 4 is substituting with processed supplements. Many turn to cheap, over-the-counter purple cabbage capsules or isolated powders, hoping to avoid the preparation process. However, isolated chemical supplements lack the complex food matrix, natural cofactors, and active enzymes that stabilize these molecules in your digestive tract. Stick to the fresh, active, whole food protocol. To help you visualize what is possible when you apply this protocol consistently, your morning glass can be one of the most powerful tools in your daily routine. It takes less than 10 minutes of preparation, and it can start tomorrow morning. Let us quickly recap the core pillars of the protocol. Measure exactly 100 grams of raw organic purple cabbage. Sprinkle 1 gram of raw brown mustard seed powder over the shredded cabbage. Let the mixture sit for 10 minutes to activate the crucial matching enzyme. Add the juice of half a fresh lemon to act as a protective shield. Blend the mixture with 150 milliliters of cold, purified water. Consume the elixir slowly on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Avoid cooking or boiling the cabbage, which destroys the active enzymes and pigments. Avoid adding dairy or refined sugars, which bind to and neutralize the active compounds. Allow a realistic biological timeline of 6 to 12 weeks of consistent daily use to see structural improvements in your cellular health. If you found this scientific breakdown of cellular repair valuable, please share this video with someone over 50 whom you care about, so they too can take control of their physical vitality. To continue learning how to optimize your metabolism and cellular longevity, click the link to watch my previous video on biological age reversal and health optimization. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Dr. Lina out.